Meat that bites into burger. Everything on the opposite end of the burger. My brain every time I'm about to go to sleep. Let's review your mistakes. My clothes during the day. My clothes at 3 a.m. My brain. Poke it. Me. Why? My brain. Just do it. No one. Me in the shower. Teacher seeing a kid getting bullied. Teacher seeing a kid packing before the class ends. When you have to read the same page over and over because you keep zoning out. When you hear your mom yelling your full name while you're gaming. All right, boys, gotta go. When you wake up and see your phone didn't charge. Hours of sleep wasted. My posture when my camera is on. My posture normally. I always be overthinking these traffic lights captcha. Me holding in my cough during class because I've already used my 3 free trial coughs before I start getting side eyes. Brain, break it. Me, why? Brain, you gotta... When you're reading in class and someone says, read louder, I can't hear you. Sure, me in the shower winning fake arguments that lol never have. My friend, last night I dreamed me and my crush. My dreams, Poland. Me whenever I get invited to something. Me whenever I'm not invited to something. When you want to sneeze but can't sneeze. When you realize that the fidget spinner trend happened almost a decade ago. Oh, one of those pesky hand nails, it'll take care of that. Write your name in comments without these letters. Me pretending to need something else at the store until the person moves out of the stuff I actually need. 10-year-old me after putting pencils in between my knuckles. You know, I'm something of a Wolverine myself. Why do people slap the remote when it's not working? Why does it work after you slap it though? Who hid in these clothing racks as a kid when shopping with your parents? Admit it. At least one time in your life, you seriously tried to move an object using the force. When the teacher answers your question, and you still didn't get it, and are too afraid to ask again. Guess we'll never know. 9-year-old me thinking the game would load faster if I acted like I didn't care. Me opening the fridge for the 3rd time in 10 minutes, and not seeing new food. Impossible! Here is a picture of me, about to make the biggest mistake of my life, when you accidentally eat a chip the wrong way. Me, finally gets 8 hours of sleep. My neck, yeah, but you did it totally wrong. Every disease known to mankind. Me after looking up my symptoms for a cough. The burger when you take it in the drive-thru. The burger when you arrive home. Me, hits elbow, my arm. Whenever I walk by a tree, rubbing your eyes so hard that you enter a new galaxy. Sometimes I'm late, just because I stay like this for a long time. Nobody. My ankle for literally no reason. How normal people walk, how I walk. When you switch sides to face the wall. They, breakup hurts the most. Me, ever had this? Playing games. I can do this all day. Studying for 6 minutes, I give up. Going to chill by myself at a scheduled spot. A bunch of random humans show up. Me trying to go back to sleep and finish the plot point in my dream. Be like, when I flush the toilet and the water starts rising. If you sleep in the afternoon, you won't sleep at night. Me in the afternoon and night. When you chill with someone for the first time and already know it's gonna be the last time. When my brain goes on a little adventure instead of attending the conversation I'm having. Me waking up 6 hours later from a 15-minute nap. My brain. Match the lines up. Me. Why? My brain. Just do it. Studying a topic on your own out of pure curiosity. Having to study the same topic for school. My 2-paragraph long valid argument. Okay, and? My argument in my head. My argument when I start talking. Taking a shower to get clean. Taking a shower because of the warm water. When you decide to watch 2 episodes but end up watching 2 seasons. My calculations were wrong. When your parents say, hey, we need to talk, and every single thing you've done since birth crosses your mind. How I think my voice sounds. How it actually sounds. Close your eyes and try to type childhood. The pics I take of my friend versus the pics he takes of me. When shoes get wet versus when socks get wet. Relax, you won't even remember that after a while. Me after 3 years remembering everything. When that one nostril finally opens up after a cold. How the joke sounded in my head versus how it came out. Me turns the cold knob 0.0001 degrees. The shower. Welcome to the Himalayas. When a person tried to hold the door from a mile away, and now you gotta start jogging. Me stands up really fast, my entire body. Driving to a new place. Lowering the radio volume so I can see better. Men will turn 4 and base their whole personality off of one of these. Do you all wet the toothbrush first, or put toothpaste on first? Wet the toothbrush, put toothpaste on, wet that boy again. Then brush. That's law. What will you do now? My dad won't call 10 times. It's my mom calling with his phone. Someone's mom is totally using you as a bad example for her kids. My own mom uses me as bad example for others' kids. This is the fastest thing in the world. Opening these hands will have you questioning your own strength. Me. Oh wow, I can't believe it. I've been having such an amazing week. As soon as I say that life be like, 2025 be like. March. September. The sleeping bag when you take it out of the bag versus the sleeping bag when you try to put it back in. When you're in the middle of an argument and realize you're wrong, take advantage of the fact that you are young and have energy. Me every day. Me. I need to go to bed earlier tonight. Also me. When you wake up but want to lay down for one more minute. When you raise your hand to answer the teacher's question and then somebody shouts it out. The class nerd. The kid who didn't study. Finishing the exam early. When you leave things for tomorrow and tomorrow arrives. How'd you sleep? Me waking up tired. Bro, take off your hoodie. It's like 86 degrees. My shirt underneath. When your alarm goes off but it just becomes a part of your dream. How my brain records. Good memories. Cringe memories. Science. Humans need at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night to function well. My body. Best I can do is 3 hours. Me trying to be quiet at 2 a.m. when something I didn't touch decides to fall and make the loudest possible noise. Me just getting through a rough time. Life. Me before school acting like this so that my parents will let me stay at home. Pressing play on Netflix with a full plate of food. Finally, inner peace. How it feels when you're the last still awake in a sleepover. When someone asks you to speak about yourself for 2 minutes, and all of a sudden, you don't know who you are. When you pour a bowl of cereal, and then find out you don't have milk. I lie down in my bed. I get comfortable. My dream makes that weird fall thing. When you agreed to go out, and the time to go out is getting closer. Me? Calls mom 5 seconds after I missed her call. Mom, well now I am not gonna answer. Brain, joke happened like 30 minutes ago. It's not funny anymore. Me. You scored 67 on a test. Your friend only scored 56. My class, trying to take a test. The class next to us. When you show someone a photo in your gallery, and they start swipping. Me trying to stay sleepy when I go to the bathroom at 4 a.m. Trying to hit the right shower temperature. My toothbrush the day I got it. My toothbrush 2 weeks later. Me, it's just a cough. Parents, it's just a cough. The doctor, it's just a cough. Google, you have 3 hours. When you go to the toilet without your phone. When you are about to go to bed, but remember something you did 5 years ago. Me watching my friends making plans in front of me without including me. Nobody. Sweaters. When you step on a leaf and it makes a good crunch sound. Versus when you step on something in your room and it makes a good crunch sound. When I'm trying to take a nap, but the nap ain't trying to take me. One burned you alive, and the other one electrocuted you with static. 8-year-old me in front of the mirror, trying to catch my reflection off guard. This is how we turned on our computers in the 2000s. 10-year-old me, after using my fingers to put my shoes on. How the only question I didn't study is waiting for me on the test. My face when I see a funny meme. My face when I think about that same meme the next day in school.